Okay, so we're going to talk about the area and circumference of a circle now. So we're still dealing with the same standard where we identify and describe relationships among inscribed angles, radii, chords, tangents, and secants. So what we're going to talk about today is how do we find the area of a circle and how do we find the circumference of the circle. Our key vocabulary is area, circumference, radius, and diameter. I'm going to explain to you what this is on the next slide. Okay, so the radius, if I have a circle, the radius is, and I'm going to put it in red, it comes from the center of the circle. I'm going to call it circle P. It comes from the center of the circle to the circumference of the circle. That is called the radius. That's called the radius, and it's normally signified by the letter R. A diameter, I want to draw circle K, and I'm naming the circle by the center of the circle. A diameter is when we go through the center of the circle and we touch the circumference on both sides. So that's a special chord. And if you look in here, it's made up of 2 radii. So here you can say diameter equals 2 radii. Now to find the area of a circle, if I have a circle and I want to find out how much space is on the inside of this circle, that's what area in general means, is how much space something takes up. So this is my area inside of the circle. And you can either be given a radius or a diameter to help you figure out how much space is inside of a circle. So the formula for that is area equals pi r squared. So pi, which is 3.14, we're not really going to deal with 3.14. We're going to leave it as pi, the radius squared. And you don't have to memorize this formula. You'll be given a formula sheet to help you with this. And I'm going to name this circle I. Let me put it in a different color so you can see it. Alright, so next I am going to draw circle A. And that's my center right there. And the circumference of a circle, and this time I'm just going to draw a diameter. And it's made up of 2 radii. So the circumference of the circle means the outside of the circle. If you take this and you unwind this, it will be like a straight line, like this. Well, let me put it in a different color. It would be a straight line if you unwind it. So you essentially are finding the length of this when I unwind it. So the circumference is the outside edge of the circle. We don't call it a perimeter when we're dealing with circles, but it's essentially the same thing, the outside of the circle, the rim. So if we unfold it, it's still called the circumference. If we take this circle and we unfold it, so think about a rubber band and you cut it and unfold it, you would find out how long it is. And so here the circumference of a circle, which is given by C, is 2 times 2 pi times the radius. So you double the radius and multiply it by 3.14, or pi. And we're going to leave it as pi. We're not going to change it to 3.14. So the area formula and the circumference formula you don't have to memorize. Those will be given to you and we'll practice with our formula sheet. You just need to make sure you completely understand the difference between diameter and radius. And a radius. So I'm going to do all 4 of these problems with you and then you'll practice the rest. It says the diameter of circle J is 6 units. What is the area? So I'm going to draw a circle. And the part it's asking me to solve for is what is the area. So that's what gets highlighted. And then I'm going to go in here and say it gave me a diameter of circle J is 6. So I'm going to name this circle J. And I'm going to draw the diameter in there. And it told me it was 6. So if this whole thing is 6, then that means from the center to this point here is 3. And from the center to this point over here is also 3. And you can call it whatever you want. We'll call it AB. So AJ to BJ. BJ is going to be 6. Each of those pieces are 3, and if you add them together, you get 6. So it asks me for the area. So I go and write this formula. So the area of this circle would be pi and 3 squared. So the area would be 9 pi. And you can write whatever units you want. Units squared. Area is a square unit here. Alright, so now it says the diameter of circle J is 6. What is the circumference? So I'm going to highlight what it's asking me to solve for so I can make sure I gather my thoughts together. They're asking me to find the circumference here. Okay, and it gave me some information that the diameter, oopsie, sorry guys, hold on, let me get myself together over here. I'm slipping. Okay, here we go. The slate slipping out my hand. So, I draw the circle, and I'm going to call this circle J. That's the center. And then I am going to draw the diameter, and I'm going to call my diameter A, B. And it told me that it was 6. So if it's 6, this is 3, and so is this. So now, what I'm going to go in here and do is circumference is 2 times the pi r times the radius. So I get here 2 pi, my radius is 3, so the circumference is 6 pi, and it's whatever those units are. It's a linear unit for that one. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next one. It says the area of circle P is 7 pi inches squared. What is the diameter? So I am going to go and highlight what it's asking me to solve for, and that is what is the diameter. And I'm going to underline what it gave me, and I'm going to draw my picture. So now I got circle P, and it told me the inside in here, the space that is taken up is 7 pi inches squared. Okay, got that part taken care of. And it's asking me to find the diameter. So it's asking me to find this line that go through here. And I know that it's made up of 2 radii. So I'm going to use the area formula since it gave me something about area. And I'm going to substitute in. So I'm not going to substitute in the unit part because that's not going to help me solve the problem right now. So 7 pi equals pi. And I need to find my radius. So if you draw your line down the middle, we want to solve for r. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi. And the pi goes away. So 7 equals r squared. And in order to find the inverse of something squared, you take the square root of both sides. So we get r equals, and you can leave this in radian form, in radical form, sorry. In radical form or decimal form. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to put this in because you don't know about these different forms here, or at least I haven't formally taught it to you. So here, I'm going to say square root of 7, and I'm going to go over 2 decimal places. So that's going to be 2.65. And that's my radius, but that is not what the question asked me to find. It asked me to find the diameter. So I have to go in here and add the radii, or you can multiply them by 2. So either way, you can say diameter equals 2.65 plus 2.65. And we do the math there. That's 10, 12, 13. 0.5. And like I said before, always double check yourself. Check your mental math. If you have a calculator, because if you mess up something, then your answer could be wrong. All right, so 5.3. And there we go. And you can say diameter is a linear unit. So there you go. The exponent here would be 1. Alrighty, so let's go on to the next one. This one says the circumference of a circle L is 14 pi inches. What is the radius? Oh, we do have a unit here. Let me go back to this problem. Sorry. This one is inches, since it did give me the units. So that's your answer there. 5.3 inches. So here it says, what is the circumference of the circumference of circle L is 14 pi inches. What is the radius? So I'm going to go draw a picture. And this time it told me that the outside of the circle is 14 pi. And this one is circle L, and it's asking me to find the radius. So it wants me to find this little piece right here. So I'm going to use my circumference formula. It's 2 pi r, and they told me that this is 14 pi. This is the part they gave me, and I'm going to go back and highlight the part that it wants me to solve for. That's this right here. Equals 2 pi r, the radius. So I am going to divide both sides by 2 pi because I want to solve for r. So if you look here, the radii go away. The pi's go away. 14 divided by 2 is 7. This goes away. This divides into 7 equals, these two go away, and that's r. So your radius here is 7. And what's the units? So it's going to be 7 inches. Alright. And we're finished. So you go ahead, work through the rest of the problems on your sheet for this day, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.